Okay, I've done another session. I've been watching all the news about this missing celebrity doctor, Michael Mosley, and watched a couple of videos. I just searched psychic, Michael Mosley missing psychic, or tarot or whatever. And I found two, and the first one basically it was a lot of number stuff. I didn't quite understand, but it was it said June the 5th was when he went missing. Wednesday, June the 5th, I think. Was it? Is that right? Yeah, Wednesday, June the 5th. Saturday today, Saturday the 8th today. And June the 5th is 6 plus 5 plus 8 is 19. So he went missing on a 19 numerology date, which seems to be significant. Didn't really get too much from that guy's video, but I didn't really understand how he came to his conclusions, but he basically said that he got the impression that it seemed like a murder, and there was some stuff that's we're not being told about. It's just a bit something weird going on to it, and he seemed to get the sense that it wasn't just random thugs. It was something more organized. And then I watched this tarot reader, and she thinks he's gone up into the hills, in a rocky place, and she thinks he's dead, and she says it's probably the end of his marriage. Well, because he's dead, so it's going to be the end of his marriage, and some other stuff, and he won't be found for months. Might not be found until September. Might not be found until September, and she reckons it will be some young boys who will find his body, something like that. So he's probably in a place that's very hard to find. The other thing is, she reckons she has the same theory as I do. She reckons he went south, not north, which is what I said. As the cards told you, he took a wrong turn. He went south, not north. Okay. In that tree area just south, here basically, she says, by the red box 3, which is here. And that's where the one of the monastery places is that I picked out yesterday. The Prophet Elias Monastery. That's one of the places which I said yesterday is probably where he might be. So I did another session, and my new theory is that he was being chased by someone, and that's why he behaved in a very strange way, going up into the hills seemingly in very 40 C heat temperatures, without being properly prepared. Didn't take his phone. The reason he didn't take his phone, I think, is because he figured whoever was chasing him, following him, was he thought they might be able to track him by his phone. They might be able to find him. That's probably why he left his wife, because he didn't want his wife to get involved in what was going to happen. And he also thought, I'll probably be less identifiable if I'm not with my wife. So that's why he was had that baseball cap on. He had that umbrella on, which some people have said seems a bit strange. That's why he was under that umbrella, because he didn't want to be seen. That may have been why he stopped at the bus stop, because he stopped at the bus stop in Pedi apparently, but he didn't get on the bus. So he may have been just like checking out the bus and seeing whether it was a good option to try and get away from who was following him, but then he decided against it, and then he either went up through a trail which kind of goes like across here. Maybe he made it to here, took a boat, because I did see this location. It seemed like I saw this location. I could just be seeing like the news coverage. I could just be picking up on what everyone's thinking about it. But apparently he did mark either this location on a map. Maybe he was looking for somewhere where he could potentially hide or escape. I don't know. I don't really understand it. Maybe that was his plan. If he thought he was being followed, he would go to Pedi, and then instead of taking a boat from Pedi, he would walk across here, take a boat. But maybe he did make it all the way across here, and then he found that there was no boat that could, like, I don't know, take him off of this island. So instead he came back to Pedi and started walking south or southwest up to here, which is where I would guess he died. When I did this second thing, one of my location markers was these spiky pieces here, and the only thing I can really find that matches that is like these spikes here, which is pretty close to the Prophet Elias monastery, and it's also close to another monastery up here, the Life-Giving Fountain Monastery. If he knew that was there, maybe he was attracted to it because, you know, someone's chasing him, trying to kill him. He's going to go up to these monastery places, kind of like seek redemption or some kind of like divine help. Do you get what I mean? There's a kind of like sad irony that he would go towards the life-giving monastery and then die, you know. So that's what I'm guessing happened. And you see it's quite rocky up here. There's some big shadows. There are a lot of these like stream beds here, and that's one of the things I saw yesterday. I think it's possible that from what I got here was the sense that he was being chased. He was fearful, you know, desperate. He started clambering across these rocks. One of the first thing I saw was a kind of high up, dusty, rocky mountain scene in the kind of dusk evening, so that may have been after he died. Dark clothes, backpack. Again, I know what he looks like now, so can kind of disregard that. For some reason I see like a clay jug with a finger hole, a wooden cross, people looking down at him, maybe looking at his body, grassy hill, I don't know. I don't think there really is any. Maybe dry grass. A pit, a dark hole, fear, trapped, helpless. Maybe they threw him into a hole and left him to die. Houses, posts, trees, ascending. So yeah, ascending through this area perhaps. Heart rate, scared. He sees someone, his heart rate goes up, he's scared. This is what I'm reading from this line here. Fear, driven. He's clambering between rocks on a sort of unsteady ground. He's making progress. Then he has a sinking feeling. Maybe he's cornered, or he fell. He trips, he falls. Perhaps he's slightly injured. Maybe this is when he hit his head. The tarot lady says she thinks he had a head injury. and I did get a sort of a headache, but that could be the heat stroke, the heat. It could be a head injury, heart pounding, and then I got the sense that he died. But I think what happened was, like, he felt cornered, he was desperate, he fell, maybe hurt himself, and then he got caught up by the people who were following him, and maybe they threw him down a chasm or something, one of these chasms, and either left him there, or they hit him with a rock or something, or strangled him. That was the sense I got yesterday, that he was strangled, and then maybe they threw him into one of these holes, like a hole somewhere, like in the ground, or one of these like dry chasm riverbed things, stream beds. That would be my guess as to what happened, and that's why they're not going to find him, because they're looking over here, which is not where, it's probably not where he is. There's not so much for him to hide in this area, and I don't think he would go this way. I don't think he would go out into this bit, because it's too barren. Like, he would know that, like, his chances of surviving there were not very good. He would probably stick close to civilization, but he would go to places that were quieter and harder to predict, where he could hide. That's my guess.